I've re-recorded this video because we got some new information yesterday, the day the ban list dropped, that Season 21 is going to be drastically different than what we went through in Season 20. So in Season 20, I'll show you what I used to get to Master Rank, as there's still a couple days left as of me re-recording this video. We used a combination of pure Kashtira, and this is the deck list here. Not the greatest, this was kind of day one cash, but I would definitely make some modifications. But you got your triple Maxi, triple Ash, triple Rise Heart, 2 Shifter, 3 Ascended to Thunder, double Fenrir, triple Unicorn, triple Ogre, double Extrav, double Talents, 1 Prosperity, triple Birth, double Call by the Grave, 1 Crossout, 3 Evenly Matched, 3 Imperms, and 1 Preparations. The extra deck is just 3 Big Eyes, 3 Diablosis, 2 Dark Armed, the Dragon of Annihilation, 3 Shangri-Ira, 1 Zeus, 1 Donner, 1 Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, and then the 1 Titanic Moth, because this is an easy way to attack directly and go into Zeus. So again, not the greatest list, but we were mainly depending upon the Kashtira cards to counter the meta, and they did that to a certain extent, but obviously when we moved to Master 3, as I mentioned in my previous videos, I felt like Kashtira was lacking a lot, so we switched back to this Floowandereeze list, and this is what got me from Master 3 to Master 1. We use 1 DD Crow, 3 Robina, 3 Eaglin, 1 Street, double Toucan, triple Fossil Dyna, double Shifter, 1 Apex, 1 Ryza, 1 Snowl, 1 Empin, 1 Gold Sark, 2 Pot of Duality, triple Pot of Extravagance, 1 Pot of Prosperity, 1 Map, 1 Dreaming Town. So this was this was at 2, sorry, and then we reduced it to 1. 3 Book of Eclipse, 2 Call by the Grave, 3 Advent of Adventure, 3 Evenly Matched, and 1 Dreaming Town. For the extra deck, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure you have your Assembled Nightingale, your Downward Magician, and your Zeus. Never went into the extra deck once in all of my Master run. So those are the decks that I used. And if you've watched the previous videos where we outlined the decks that we faced, you know that we faced a pretty good variety, and Sprite was probably the most common deck that we faced. And again, linked in the description is my review of the ban list. Things will definitely change for Season 21. But before we do that, let's take a quick look at the remaining decks that we faced. So this person, once again, Sprite was the most common deck. On that Melfi, Sprite with a small Bestial and small Kashtira package. Looks pretty standard. I would say this is a very strong list overall. Nothing inconsistent about it. Pretty straightforward. Very, very standard list. I'm a big fan of that one. I would say this guy probably hit Master 1. Nope, got D-ranked back down to Master 4. Okay, no, wow. And I'm re-recording this, so I know what they were at yesterday, but not today. This opponent on Tearlaments with a Bestial and Kashtira and a Shadal package. No Super Polys. That's a big misstep, in my opinion. And this person was not Master when I checked yesterday. Extra deck, yeah, no, I'd want more. Grapha, more fusions. Otherwise, it doesn't look too bad, I guess. Yeah, this deck is going to change a lot in Season 21, huh? Did they? I would say no, they have not hit Master. Yeah, they got D-rank back down to 4, too. Wow. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, this again, yeah, another Tearlaments list. Okay, this is good. This is good. Chaos Angel, but if you're running Snow, you want to run Bestials as well, because Snow and a Bestial is an instant Chaos Angel with the double effects. This is not needed. Playing stuff like Chaos Hunter and Imperial Iron Wall and stuff, like, it's just not good. Don't do it. You need more Super Polys in your deck. You need more Talents in your deck. Your extra deck is all right, I guess. Yeah, pretty standard extra deck, actually. I'm a big fan of this extra deck. This extra deck looks perfect to me, but the main deck needs some work. I would say this person did not hit Master rank. I know they didn't hit it yesterday. Yeah, back down to Master 3. And this person, my last match to get to Master 1, they were actually a Master 3 player. A Sky Striker list. Alright, I've never played this deck, so I'm not 100% sure on what's the best, but this looks pretty good in my opinion. A lot of spells for your engages to go off. You got your triple Cosmics, which may be odd, but I've always been a big fan of back row removal. As a boomer, we used to play 3 Mystical Space Typhoon when it was at 3. Heavy Storms and stuff, all that stuff was staple. Extra deck looks pretty standard, so pretty straightforward list for this guy. I hope he made it to Master 1 because this guy was a G. Back down to Master 4. Ouch. It's a real struggle out here, but that's kind of the overall I guess, run in Master Rank. Again, linked in the description are those videos where we reviewed the other matches that we played. So I don't know if this kind of video is useful for you guys to see the decks that I played. Obviously, I posted my entire run in Master Rank. Like, I think I literally posted almost every single match that I played. And now you've seen all the deck lists that we faced up against. So what was the meta like actually going through? The thing about Master Duel meta, it's an amazing resource for sure. It's probably the best resource and much more like concise. But there's so many people that don't use it, and it's not like a real representation. It's a small sample size, right, of what the actual meta is. So seeing random things like this Valence deck, like, it's crazy. And then you see this on Master Duel meta, you're like, oh, how often might I run into this on the ladder? I ran into it once. Didn't run into a single Bestial Dragon Link, and that's like tier 2. Didn't see a single Branded Despia, that's on the tier list, right? So there is some give and take. So, you know, seeing a real representation of a run and the deck lists that were used, what was effective, what was not effective, you can see it in the actual matches, might be useful. But I think that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this video. So I really shortened it down, or sorry, this portion of the video. But what I wanted to quickly talk about, and again, if you made it this far, let me know in the comment section below if you're interested, is how Floowandereeze might change. Well, obviously we know now from the ban list, change for Season 21 that is, we know from the ban list that Pot of Extravagance is going to go to 2. This is the hit for Labyrinth, not really for Floowandereeze, but it does affect us. You can take this very simply and just go Jack in the hand. And this adds some consistency back into your deck. It gives your opponent a bird, but shouldn't be too much of a consequence. However, I think the deck will actually change a lot more because you're going to see a much more diverse meta for sure. And you're going to have to worry about Bestial Dragon Link as well, which I don't think I have built on this account. No, I don't. So, and this is my main account, by the way. So, you know, Sword Soul is still a solid deck. Obviously, Kashtira is going to be a solid deck. Tearlaments has been hit severely. Sprite has been hit a little bit. Labyrinth is still a very, very strong option. Branded has been hit for consistency reasons as well. You know, these decks, power levels going down means decks like Marincess, things that can play a lot of hand traps and still combo off, might become better, right? These kind of things will happen. So the way that the meta shifts will also affect how you shape your deck. So it's not always as simple as I take one card out and put one card in, because if you see a lot less Tearlaments and, you know, way more Kashtira, maybe you don't play Dimension Shifter. There was a time with Floowandereeze you didn't play Dimension Shifter, right? I think it was before the Tearlaments came to the game, right? Whereas this was a staple ever since. So there's a lot of things that you have to factor in, and we'll analyze them. Let me know again in the comment section below if you want to see a separate video on that. The ban list is quite significant. The rise of Dragon Link, I think, might be a problem just because they do end on negates, which means that, you know, we may switch from Book of Eclipse to Dark Ruler no more, because this card still beats Kashtira, and if you see less Tearlament, less Sprite, you know, you don't need to Book of Moon all the Tearlament cards to turn off their traps. You don't need to, or Book of Eclipse. You don't need to Book of Eclipse all of the Sprite cards if that deck is a lot less common, right? And Dark Ruler also beats Sprite, right? So there's a lot of considerations to make about the deck and how the meta will shift depending. So we'll, like I said, we'll analyze that later on as well. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. If you made it this far, thank you again for watching. Again, let me know in the comment section below how you feel about it, and that's gonna wrap it up. So Quantum's out.